different kinds of objects in Salesforce. Okay, one is standard provided by Salesforce, the other is custom, the one users created. Okay, it means that administrator or a developer of Salesforce might have created those objects based on the business scenarios. Okay,
Yeah.
what is the classification that we can see after seeing a API name? How can we identify whether this is a standard object, this is a custom object? What are the standard fields or standard objects defined by Salesforce?
Underscore.
You don't see an extension called underscore C,
Yeah.
right? As soon as you find out anything ends with underscore C, then that will treated as a custom, the one user defined. Okay.
Yeah.
In this, whenever we write any query, we need to remember few things. From which object you wanted to get an information, what are the information that you wanted to access, I mean retrieved as a columns, and what is your filter condition, nothing but your where class, and do you have any limit of rows that you are expecting, I mean total number of data to be displayed, like limit 10, limit 100, or limit 50,000 is the maximum extension that you can keep. More than 50,000 records cannot be retrieved by a SOQL query in a synchronous apex. Clear? More
Yeah.
than 50,000 records cannot be retrieved by SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language, in one synchronous apex transaction. The maximum limit is
50,000.
50,000. Yep. And we have an offset variable just to say, hey, I wanted to get a particular records, but the first 10 records I need to skip off. I need to display from the 11th record. That time we'll be using a parameter called offset. Offset is a range that it skips from the top elements until the mentioned number. If you mention 2, then the top two rows will not be displayed and it will start retrieving from the third row. The range of offset is always 0 to 100, 0 to 2000. Okay. You
Deepak, actually, I can't see the screen. It is.
now, if you can see, let me go to my objects setup. For I recommend, if you are writing any query on standard objects, always type your object name and go for a SOAP API. That way you will find the complete information of any objects in the system. Clear?
Yeah.
Contact. If I'm going a contact, as we know, account and contact are in relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let's say if I go to my object manager, I'll go to my contact, fields and relationships. So here you can see account ID. This is the field that we are trying to get it, right? Account name, account ID, and which is lookup to account. But this is one classification. Here we are seeing account ID directly. But if we can go to classic, if we can go to classic version, there, here the field API name you are saying it as an account ID, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I can go to accounts, I mean contacts in classic version, fields, and if I can see here, you can see, right, it's just an account, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here you don't see a complete information, the real API name of any field for a standard relationships. Okay.
Mm.
So let me go to here. From where you can read the proper documentation from SOAP API of an objects. Here all the standard objects will be available. So you can pick any object of Salesforce that you will see a complete information of their fields. There might be some fields will not be visible in Salesforce, but they can be usable in backend. Okay. The same thing you can see here, right? Connection sent ID, and we have different things, and this we'll try to figure it out like account ID. So as we mentioned, Always query starts with select. Always query starts with select. Even if you leave any places here, if you leave any space here, then it will throw an error for you. ID from contact. You can see the query has to start with find or select. So ensure that whenever you are writing a query, you should not leave any spaces in leading. You should not leave any leading spaces, okay? Account ID. And here you can see there is a field called name. Here you have a name field, assistant name, first name, first name, middle name. Here you have a name field, isn't it? There is a field called name field. What it is saying, the name field is a concatenation of first name, middle name, and last name, and suffix up to 203 characters, including white spaces. But let me go back to my system. I'll try to figure it out. Do I have a API name available here? Name field. Let's go to the contact. This is in contact SOAP API, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we'll try to see whether that field is available or not. Let's go to Object Manager, Contact, Fields and Relationships, and search for name. Here we have. Oh, interesting. But what is this name field? Here they didn't mention data type itself is name, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any field that says name or we have only text? Whenever
Field
your
name says.
field name data type, when I say data name, whenever you are
Hmm.
creating a new custom field, do you have a name file, a data type called name, or you just
No.
have a
I think just text.
text, right? But if someone comes back to the system, if they see a variable called name, so what does it name data type talk about? We don't have information about this field, right? What actually this field contains. So if you have such doubts, you can get clarified with SOAP. That's what I'm trying to convey. Here, if I come back to name, that I can see, oh, it is a concatenation of first name, middle name, last name, and suffix, and it can hold up to 203 characters. It also counts white spaces as a character,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
I can use name field directly. I can write my name field query, name, comma. If I need to get my account, I can say account ID is a contact field. But if I want to get my account information inside my contact, parent information inside my contact, all you need to go to fields and relationships, open your account name, and what is your field name here?
Account.
Understand, if you go back here, with before you opening field name, it is showing account ID, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
After opening, it is showing as same as classic, right?
Yeah.
So you need to use field name dot. You need to use field name
ID.
dot.
ID.
Now you can get whatever parents fields you wanted from an account record. You can say phone, you can say type, you can say rating, whatever you wanted. Endless. You can see I'm trying to get account rating because it have no account, so you are getting null account. When we have an account, then automatically it will come. If you don't have an account, so it is not showing up. Clear?
Hmm.
So let's say let me save it. Save, refresh. You got it. Right?
Yeah.
Now I wanted to display all my account ratings at starts. Order by account dot rating nulls lost. Oh. right? You got it?
Yeah.
Now what happened? You are able to sort it out. The sort come with which parameter, which keyword? Order by, right?
Mm.
And we have like I need only 20 records. Now we have 25 records. I'll say limit 20. I got 20 records. 5 records are missing. I'll say what is the first record here we are seeing? Cold. Now I need to start only from warm. Then I can use offset 3. That means that these 3 rows also will be skipped off.
Yeah.
Right? Clear?
Mm-hmm.
This is on a standard objects parent to child query. This is on a standard object parent to child query. Clear? Any confusions here?
Why did we write DESC over there? Is it a
Descending.
description?
It is a descending order.
Okay.
ASC means ascending. If I say
Okay.
ASC, it's an ascending. If I say DES, it's a descending.
Mm-hmm.
DESC is a descending. Good
Okay.
question.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
So, do we just write in caps like the queries?
Okay. All the keywords, whatever you are seeing, select is a capital. From
Okay.
I made a capital. Order
Okay.
by is a keyword that I made a capital. Descending is a keyword, capital. Nulls is a keyword. All the keywords you can see uppercase everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The field names is something will go with the same name typecasting, and it's not mandatory. You can say R small, T capital, I small, N capital, G capital. It's fine to do it. But for a understanding and a readability, you can have a capital. Else you can
Oh,
also write a from. See, mixed case is also fine.
okay.
Order, and here I can say completely small. There is no. It's not a case sensitive again. Okay,
Okay.
it's not a case sensitive. Order by only. Select ID, comma name. Order by. Okay, order by. Now I can see right. I missed out R. So you can say it's not a case sensitive, but readability is not good.
Mm.
If it is uppercase, the readability will be good for better understanding. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, whatever we saw is a simple query and combined with you are trying to get your parent information on a child object, right?
Mm.
And remember, whenever you are getting, let's say, there are two relationships to an account from a contact, then ensure that which relationship data you need to pull off. It's not something like whatever field you use and you'll get. You need to use a right relationship field name to get the
Mm.
information. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other important thing is how can I get my child information inside a parent? Now, if I do a query on a parent record, how many childs that I can expect? Whether it is always one or it can be have more than one.
More than one.
More than one. Or it can have a zero or it can have a more than zero. There
Yeah.
is no definite number that we can define. So in that day, will you able to display all your data in a single column? Single cell with your child information inside a parent query? No. So what we will be doing, now we need to write a inner query. What we need to do? We need to write a inner query. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
So how that goes? Select. I'm writing on my account object. Let's say close all tabs. Select ID, comma name, comma. Now if I say I'll get my information on a parent record, right?
Mm.
Now, here we need to write a inner query by opening a brackets. Another select query. Select ID, comma name from. Here you need to use a child relationship name. What you need to use?
Child relationship name.
As we discussed earlier, we have two relationships. Relationship name and child relationship name.
Yeah.
This you will get it from the relationship field.
Contacts.
Here you can see a contacts, right?
Yeah.
Child relationship name. You need to use this child relationship name. You need to use this child relationship name to get your
Parent
child
record.
information retrieved in a parent query. Now let's go back. What is the field that we are using? Contacts. Now query it. So you can see, right? Contacts. This is a JSON. You know JSON means JSON of data.
No.
Okay, JSON means the information are comma separated. Informations are comma separated. Each flower base, let me go back, take it, and JSON pass online. So all your data will be, maximum all the data will be in JSON format or XML format. This is one record. This is one record. This is a collection. Whenever you see a square bracket, that means that it's a collection. Whenever you see a curly braces, it means it's just a one record or an object, one object. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many records we have in this object? Two records,
2.
right? The
Mm-hmm.
same way you have here. How many records you have?
2.
One, right? ID, common name. Only one curly braces. See?
Oh, yeah.
And here,
One,
Mm.
here,
1.
you
2.
two,
can't say because it is not displaying properly. It's two. And here, understand, it's a collection that you are getting, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to get only those accounts who have a contacts. I wanted to get only accounts. Earlier, you remembered when we are querying on a contact, we'll get only accounts whenever contact have an account. That only we retrieved. Okay.
Mm.
Now, if your business requirement says, "Hey, retrieve only those accounts who have a contacts," okay,
Mm-hmm.
you need to write a query an account, but you need to display only those accounts whatever account have a contact. Else, you should not display it.
Mm.
It means that whenever you are doing it, so that time these records should not come off. These records should not come off because there is no contacts, right?
Yeah.
You need to skip off. How can we skip off? How can we skip off? So whatever data you need to filter, you need to write a where class, isn't it?
Mm.
But again, I can't do a hard code, right? Where account name equal to, I can't write in operator and I'll say all the account names. That's like a very odd one that I can do. So
Maybe contact equals to null.
contacts equals to null, you can't do it because it's a child relationship name. The parent doesn't know whether the parent have a, I mean, the particular account have a contact or not because this field is not related to account. This is on
Okay.
a contacts, right? So
Mm.
here what we can do, ID in, you can write a query also here. It's fine. Select in contact what is account related field? Account ID, right?
Mm.
Account ID from contact where account ID not equal to none. You got it?
Mm.
This is a normal query. And why I'm saying this is a normal, you can see here I'm not using child relationship name. Here I'm using only object name, right?
Mm.
S object name. Here you can see contact. And here you can see contacts, right?
Mm.
So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to get account ID from contact where account ID not equal to none. It means that it will retrieve all account IDs from a contact, right? In this
Yeah.
case. And we discussed in earlier session, ID in, if I have more than one value to compare, you can use the operator called in, isn't it?
Mm.
And here, so as soon as you will get IDs, so it will check whether it will retrieve only those accounts. From the based on that account only, it will display its contacts. You can see, execute. You can see only those accounts you will get where they have a contacts.
Hmm.
Any confusion here?
సో మనం ఇన్నర్ క్వెరీస్ అనేవి రాస్తామన్నమాట. సో దాట్ ఈస్ అ ఇన్నర్ క్వెరీ.
Now we saw like how to write a query on a standard things. Now we'll see how to write a query on a child. I mean custom objects. Okay.
Hmm.
In this case, I'll pick up my invoice. This is the right object that I can do. Because we have one object, invoices. I'm going on invoices. So every object will have a common field called name field. Okay. Select
Hmm.
ID command name from invoice underscore underscore C. So you got like 5 records. That is more than enough. And if I want to get my account information from my contact information from my invoice, then I need to use direct field name. Here you don't need to do anything else extra. If I open even this field, you can see API name, right?
Hmm.
For a custom field relationship, you can use direct API name without any modification to get your relationship ID. Okay.
Hmm.
Let me do one thing. I'll update even this. Say use one of these. Oh, it's a duplicate. Let's not do it. Okay, it's a duplicate. Refresh. Okay. Now, if I wanted to get my contact here with this ID, you can't know what is your contact name, isn't it?
Yeah.
That time, what you can do, you have to replace, you have to replace your field API name followed by R. Contact underscore underscore R dot your contact field. This way, you can able to get your parent field information inside your child queries. Okay, in a custom
Hmm.
object relationships. Clear? Custom
Hmm.
relationships. Now, what I need to do, copy the field API name of a custom relationship, replace C with R dot name. Now, I got my contact name. Now I am expecting, like, what is my account name here? If you are expecting to get your account name, then again, contacts underscore underscore R dot. How can you get your account field inside contact? By using
Account.
your account dot name. See, you can do that even. You got it. But it is not displaying here the reason behind. It will not go in depth. But what we can do, let's go with Apex classes. Sorry, Workbench. Workbench.developer.force.com. Production, agree, login with Salesforce. And you can go to SOQL queries. Put your query here and execute. Here you got it. Prime source, prime source, prime source, prime source. Isn't it?
Hmm.
That's the same information. You got the reaper. Here you got it, prime source. So developer console will not result, but yes, you can write even this. Okay. And there is other way. If I go to my accounts, where is my prime source? The hell is this? Yeah, here it is. Prime source. And we have a option called parent account. Let me select my parent account to home team save. So I selected. Now if I'm thinking to get my parent, so what is the field name that we don't know, right? Let's go back. Instead of contact, let me figure it out my where is my account. Account. And we have a field called parent. Control F parent ID, right? Here you have. This is called parent field. Whatever the field you are using parent account, that is called parent ID. You can see parent refers to a lookup relation. Relationship name is parent. Now let's go back here. Instead of account.name, I'll say contact underscore underscore r dot account dot parent dot name. You got it? Home team one, right?
Yeah.
Let's go let it go. We'll go another depth. We'll add another parent to a parent field. Now I'll have Mohan test one. So where this Mohan test one, I need to get my parent, I mean that, hey, this is my father, father's father, my grandfather. Now I need to know my grandfather's father. All I will be doing here, contact account.parent till my grandparent and then comma my grandfather father parent dot name, right?
Mm.
Query. You got it?
Mm.
Let's know my grandfather's father's grandfather. There are some limitations, so only I'm just going this much depth. Parent dot name. What happened? This Mohan test might not have a parent data. Let's go back and we'll add it. Prime source T query. So from this, what you are understanding? From this, what you are trying. So if you have a relationship, if you know the relationships, you can get whatever information you needed. It's not something only my parent information also can be retrieved here. Okay,
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah.
Any questions? It's not just one field. You are in a contact. If contact is related to other object, contact is a child of any other object, you can retrieve that information. If the retrieved information is like, as you can see, father, you are retrieving father information. Father is a child of someone, so you can get the what's his father's name. That way, you can go into a hierarchy where at whatever level you want it. Clear?
Mm.
Yeah.
Any question? But I don't think you will be going further more after this much depth in the real time scenarios anywhere. Okay.
Mm.
Any questions? Any confusions here? So always for custom relationships, you need to use underscore underscore r. For a standard relationships, use the SOAP documents and use relationship name. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back. How can I write my child queries? How can I write my query on a contact to get my invoices? Select ID,
Select I
name from contact.
contact
I need to get my invoices here. So what do I need to do? Because you can have more than 0 records here. You can always need to write select ID, name
from
from which
invoice.
field? Child relationship name. What is the child relationship name?
Invoice.
That's wrong. You need to pick it up from here. In this
Yeah.
case, it's fine, but I can also have an option to update.
Yesterday you showed,
Yeah.
so I had written it down.
Okay. Now I can also modify the child. It's not always invoices. This is customizable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you can see contacts invoices, right?
Yeah.
Now I can even more customize it. Canada underscore invoice. I can go at any extent. So let's not go with remembrance. Always we need to pick from here. Contacts invoices, child relationship name, and then
So we can change that child relationship name in both standard and
no. This option is only available for custom. You
okay.
can't have. You have to use only the standard things, but in custom you can modify because it was created by you, right?
Yeah.
So only you are allowed to modify, and it should followed by underscore underscore r. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever you can see here, you can see child relationship name. In the query, it should follow with underscore underscore r. Okay.
Mm.
Query. Now I'm getting different contacts. I need to get only those contacts which is related to which have invoices. How can I do it then?
What is that?
I need to get only contacts which have invoices, not every contact. Here I can see all the contacts has been retrieved.
Um,
So we need to filter down the data. To filter, we need to use a class called
where?
where and
Contact.
id in select id comma contact underscore underscore c. Why I'm writing contact this way, right?
Yeah.
From invoice underscore underscore c where contact underscore underscore c not equal to null. Is this right? Is this right?
Yeah. But we can write like this as well, right? Contact underscore underscore C from invoice underscore underscore C is not equals to null.
Invoice underscore underscore c not equal to null. So whenever you are writing any query, ensure that in where class you should not add more than one field here. You should always have only one field. So now you know that which field you wanted to filter, so you need to use that name only. You cannot use more than one field, okay? That's the only
Mm.
error. If I use ID here, if I start querying it, you can see unknown error parsing query. That because I'm using second field. All I need to take off that field and query it. Got it?
Mm.